So there we go, we're recording. So if you would like a recording, thank you, Janet. If you would like a recording, it's available. And I think Janet, I don't know if you need to, Janet, do you need to request it through me or through you, or you just send it out?
So what I would suggest is what I've been doing is sending out after, within a week or so, sending out a link to the recording. And the way I'm sending it out, it's through YouTube, but it's unlisted because I don't know what Janie's sharing or what people are talking about. So I do want to protect your privacy so you feel like you can talk freely. So if you go to look for the link, you'll never find it. It's unlisted. That's what it means. So when you click on the link, you have it. If a friend asks for it, you can share it with a friend. But if you go looking for it on YouTube, you're not going to find it. So hang on to that link. And what I would recommend is, even if you can't, someone said, oh, a plumber's coming, I can't make the class, register anyway. Even if you can't come, it costs us nothing to have you on the list. And then you will get the notes and you'll get the recording after. So go ahead and sign up for every other class, plus the library gets the stats, whether you're here or not.
We like the
so even if you don't think you can make it, or you make it for half or whatever, go ahead and register anyway. And that way you'll get the notes in the morning, and after the class, you'll get a link to the recording.
Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
And thank you, Janet, for making this possible and meeting with us Tuesday mornings. I love it. I always learn something. And I like to see this as a collaborative effort. Everybody brings something to the table. And it's a little bit like, some of us know more than others, but I use the analogy of like moving to a foreign country and having to learn the language. And how do you do that? Even if you're a beginner, you move to the new country and you just try to start talking. And that's how this stuff really gets in there, because it's just so vast. It's really like a language. The more I think about it, the more I say, yeah, it's a language. And so thanks everybody for showing up. And I love it when I can't think of the answer. Somebody says, oh, I've got it. Just go to settings and blah, blah, blah. And there you'll find it. So it's a learning experience for everyone. So when I love the topic of notes, I love the app Notes. I use the notes all the time. I basically organize my entire life on the notes. And my specialty, I have a teacher's certification in this. I'm a technology integration specialist. And that's a big name, but all it means is it's about using these digital devices, your phone. I have my iPad today, all of these devices, getting them so they help you in the stuff that you want to do. Now, maybe it is all you want to do, to like talk on the phone, text your family and friends, and check out Nantucket Days of Yore on Facebook. And that's great. That adds to, that'll enrich your life in a positive way. Also, part of my job, I feel, is to warn you of things that are dangerous or could compromise your privacy or your security. We do classes in that. But notes is just such a great thing to spend a little time with. And you'll see how you can use notes, and it comes on every iPhone, to really organize your lives. And I can't shout its praises enough. So I'm really excited to share this with you. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at my notes that you got. If you didn't get your notes, let me know and I will send them out to you. Now I just have to do display and brightness.
Where are we looking for that note, Janie?
It would be in an email from Janet Forrest.
Got it.
Okay, and I am just auto lock, never. Good.
Hey,
All right.
Jonathan.
So, getting my notes here. All right, there are my notes. So we're going to start out with, I'm going to start out on my iPhone, and I'm going to share this screen with you, and we're going to start a new note. And I'd love it if you could follow along. So let's go to share screen. Let's see if this is working today.
Janie, do you know when she sent it out?
Morning.
It was this morning.
Thank you.
It was at
And if you-
9:11.
Okay.
And
If you signed up last minute, you might not have got it. So if you signed up after like 9:05, you wouldn't have gotten it.
No.
Um,
I signed
I'm
up.
happy, if you send me an email, I can send you the
No,
PDF.
I found it. I found
Oh,
it.
great, okay. If anybody, just send me a PDF and I'll send them out. Okay, here's my iPhone. And here are my notes. Now, your notes may be in a different place. Your notes, you can move your, oops. I'm gonna just move my note around, edit the home screen. Everybody's wiggling now, so your notes may be down here, your notes may be down at the dock. I think I'll leave my notes down at the dock. All I did was I took my finger and pressed any app, just and hold it down and held it down on any app, and they all start wiggling. And when they all start wiggling, then you can move your apps around, even from screen to screen. And then to get out of the wiggling, just tap on the screen. That's how you move your apps around. So here are my notes. Now they're down in my dock. I've moved them, and I'm going to open up my notes. And we have notes. Now, if you open up your notes and you're in a different screen, that's fine. You just need to learn how to navigate to the main screen. This is I call this the main screen in notes. If you look up here in the upper left-hand corner, there's a little arrow that says folders. We're going to talk about folders. If I tapped here up in folders, I've organized my notes in folders, but I don't want to start there. I want to start with notes. So this says all iCloud notes, and I have 358 notes, which is a lot. So I'm going to go back to my main screen, and I'm going to start a new note, which is in the lower right-hand corner. You just tap on that, and you can begin typing. You can type or you can dictate. Oftentimes I dictate notes. How I dictate notes, I go down to this little microphone. Somebody may want to mute. Let's see, I think maybe there's some way that I can mute all. Hold on. Participants.
They don't do it at the hospital.
Mute all. I'm muting everybody, but please unmute if you have a question. Okay, there we go. All righty. So here we are. We started a note. I'm real lazy, so I could use the letters, but I dictate. So I'm going to click on this microphone here. Today I have to pick up Rowan at the elementary school at 11:50. So I just made a mistake, and you'll see it's just going to keep typing whatever I say. So you could basically write a book this way. You could. Now, how do I get it to stop using dictation? You can see my little voice thing here. You tap on the keyboard down here. I'm going to just tap on the keyboard and dictation stops. But this is pretty accurate. This is pretty accurate. You can also see that the writing is really big. isn't it? So I am going to, what am I going to do? I want to delete this whole note and start over again. Because I don't want all this writing on a real note. You wouldn't want it to look like this. So I'm going to say done. And I'm going to delete this note. Now, how do you delete a note? We're going to go back. Usually going back, reversing is in the upper left-hand corner, and there's this little caret here. I'm going to tap that. And there it is. It comes up on the top. I'll talk about this locked note in a second, but this note has come up on the top because it's the last one I did. I'm going to slide it to the left and just hit delete, and now it's gone. So now I'm going to make a note, but I'm not going to be so lazy. Watch how I do this. I'm going to go down and click on the start a new note icon. Did it on my computer. And the title is going to be on the top. So let's say I want to or do seeds. I really have to do that. Seeds to order. Now, this is going to be my title. I am going to hit return on my phone and watch what happens. The writing just got smaller. Cucumbers. Oh, there are cucumbers right there. So it's guessing my words. I can just tap on that word and then hit return or enter. And then if I wanted to, I could dictate. Watch what happens. Radishes. New paragraph. Tomatoes. New paragraph. Zinnias. New paragraph. Sometimes it makes mistakes. So you can see when I said new paragraph, it added a space. You can do whatever you want with that. I'm going to change this to zinnias. There we go. Or you can type it in. So now we have seeds. I have seeds to order. I have my seeds there. I'm going to say done up here. I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to go back to all iCloud. And you can see now seeds to order is at the top. So that's kind of how you start a new note. All right. Now let's talk about this pinned note up here. This is a method I used to use to save my passwords. And now I use Keynote. No, not Keynote. I use, what is it called? There's somebody else.
Keychain.
Keychain, thank you. Now I use Keychain. I love it, but I used to use my notes to save my passwords. And for the real old passwords, I'm really glad I still have this. So this note was very important. I was constantly going in it. So I wanted it to stay up at the top. And I also wanted it to be locked. And so those are two things that you can do to notes. Now, how do you pin a note to the top? What you would do, this note is already pinned. Let's say I wanted to pin seeds to order up at the top as well. So I'm going to go back into this note. I'm going to tap on that. Seeds to order. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe. Oh, no, you don't do it here. I'm so sorry. You do it from here, from this screen. You swipe to the right. That's left to right. And there's that little pin icon. And if you click on that pin, seeds to order will be pinned to the top. So now I have seeds to order and all notes. pinned to the top. I have 2 notes pinned to the top. They will always be at the top.
Jerry,
Hi, Jerry.
when I swiped as you did, I saw the pin, yellow pin come up. But the moment I tried to move my finger from the swipe position to touch the pin thing, it disappeared and the note disappeared.
Did it pin? It sounds like you pinned it to the top.
Um,
What happened, Jerry,
well,
was
maybe that is, but I didn't do anything. I just showed the
I know.
pin.
this
Okay.
is what Jerry did. I know. So I'm going to unpin this note. So I'm going to take my thing. This is a gesture, all these phones use gestures, and just like learning a new language, you have to also learn your fingers and your muscles and your hands kind of have to learn these gestures as well. So I'm going to unpin this note by doing the same thing. Now, what happened was Jerry just swiped. Jerry swiped. Now what I'm doing is I'm keeping my thumb on the screen and I'm only moving it halfway across the screen, but I'm not lifting my thumb off. This is a gesture, finesse. It's like finessing the gesture or whatever. So I'm gonna put my finger down on the screen and oopsie, and move it. And now that I see the pin, I can lift my finger off the screen and tap and unpin that note. It just takes a tiny bit of practice and you'll get it. Now, if you swipe it like Jerry did, if you just want to pin it, you can just swipe it like that and it will just go right up. I just swiped it left to right and it went up. So that's pinning it. That's pinning something. All right, here we
Jane,
go.
could you explain that if you swipe it to the left, I see that there's a red trash and then there's a purple file and then there's a blue person.
Yes, we're jumping ahead, but that's okay. Well, the red trash bin is, you can trash it. This, I love this feature. It kind of freaks some of my friends out sometimes when I say, oh, I'll share a note with you. It freaks my husband out too. He said, I don't want to check any note. But this little button here allows me to share a note with a person. So if we wanted to share a note with, if I wanted to share my note with someone, I would tap on that. And I can now share seeds to order. I can now share my note with someone in a message, someone in mail. I can share it on Facebook, I don't know, Gmail, Messenger, Drive, Instagram, Chrome, Twitter. I can copy a link to this note. If you understand what links are, it's like an internet address, and I could copy the link and send it to someone if I wanted to, or I could embed it in a web page or an email, and then people could click on that link and see this note. Ooh, so that's sharing.
Jane, could you just show us when you, at a time, how you actually manufacture that link?
Can you also explain if I don't have all iCloud, I just have notes on?
Oh, Lee, could you say that? Yeah, go ahead. You're muted.
Sorry, I took it off. I don't have mine sharing my whatever this is, notes with iCloud. So at the top of mine, it only says folders, and then on my phone, and then notes. And if I go to notes and slide to the left like you did, I don't have that blue image. I only have the purple and the red.
Okay, and so you're not on iCloud? You're not sharing your notes in iCloud?
No. Do I need to?
Okay, yes, yes. Okay, so Jerry, I heard your question, but now while this is in my mind, let's just dive into this iCloud business, okay? But Jerry, don't forget your question.
No,
All right.
I'll store it away.
Okay, all right, so iCloud, this stuff is all in the notes. It's just we're bouncing around a bit. Okay, let's talk about sharing in iCloud. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come right back to notes, but let's go to settings. I'm going to go to my main screen and I'm going to go slow so you guys can follow.
Are we going back to the beginning now?
Well, we're
Okay.
just taking a detour. We're taking
Well, the
a
question,
detour.
I guess the question is, Janie, I already have iCloud issues space wise. So that's why when we did the meeting a couple weeks ago, I took it off of it. But anyway,
But
so
this
that's
is
probably why.
okay. Let me just, this is not a bad time to just review how you check what's in iCloud. Because that's one of the things is how do you check your notes in iCloud? So
Oh.
anyway, so I'm going to go to settings. And then this is home base in settings. This is home base, Apple ID, iCloud, media, and purchases. We've done this before. I'm going to click on this little arrow here. And I'm going to go and I see that in my iCloud, I pay for a little more storage. I have 200 gigabytes. I'm going to click on this arrow here. And I want to see what's turned on in my iCloud. If I scroll down here, you can see I have contacts, I have calendars, I have reminders, I have notes on. Lee has notes off, and her strategy, and this is a good teachable moment, she was thinking in the right way. She thought, oh, I need space. I'm almost out of my iCloud space. I don't really need notes. But you can see, perfect moment here, you can see how Lee can still use notes, but there are some things she can't do with her notes because they're not backed up in iCloud. So that's really great. Just a great moment in this class. Thanks, Lee.
So here's a question for you. Do I need reminders on?
Do you use reminders?
No.
I don't think you need it.
Okay, so I'll switch. I'll put on notes and take reminders off.
Okay,
Can I have-
Jerry, what was,
Go ahead.
I
I just had a quick, I just
do
had
you
a
have
quick,
a question about this settings? Yeah.
yeah, I had a quick question. So when we went into setting and then we, on the top, we see our name, Apple ID, iCloud, media, and purchases.
Correct.
And we press it. And then
Well,
Yep.
we press what? We press what, Roxanne?
we press the arrow going right. And
For
then it gives,
iCloud?
yep,
For
and then it gives
iCloud,
us-
okay.
yep. So my screen is the same. And then what did you press to get to what you have right now?
Well, all I did was I scrolled down.
Oh,
And these are all the things that I have turned on that are being backed up in iCloud. So when I lose my phone, which I will someday, or I'll, it'll fall in water or whatever, and I have to spend another $1,000 on an iPhone, I can at least have all these important things immediately restored.
so my question was, for some reason, when I press the screen, I didn't get the screen that you have on now. So what's the step before that again?
Well, perfect time to back up. Here I am in settings.
Yep,
Go to Apple ID, iCloud media
Yep.
purchases right here.
yep, got
Um,
it.
Just scroll down. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Am I missing this? No, yeah. Then we go to iCloud.
Oh, you press iCloud because I kept scrolling down and it was in the same picture.
I just
So,
did the same thing. Yep,
Oh, okay.
just did the same thing. iCloud, and then that's all the stuff.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Jane, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, yeah.
In my iCloud storage, I show a big green bar for memory, but and I noticed that you also have your messages turned on, but it doesn't show up in your iCloud bar.
I have, in my iCloud, I have 200 gigabytes. So these are documents. My documents are orange. My photos are yellow. My backups are purple. My iCloud storage is here. It's others.
Oh, you mean your messages are in others?
Yeah.
How come mine are not in others and mine are so big? I mean, mine,
I don't know. It could be the settings you have in messages. There are
My
settings.
messages, I was gonna say,
I
my
think
messages
I-
came up as a green bar too.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
think in messages, now in messages, in the messages settings, this is why we meander all over the place. But in the messages settings, you can keep your messages forever. You can keep your messages for a year, or you can keep your messages for a month. And so some people might say, oh, I want to keep my messages forever and I want to back them up. So maybe that's why they're big.
When I click on my message account, when I push the little button over so that it's green to, I guess, to save everything, I get a message and mine says messages in iCloud is not available because iCloud and iMessage accounts are different.
Oh,
So
you
when
have
that comes
you
up
have
and
an issue. You have an issue with your
Okay.
sign-in. Somebody, I think Martha, maybe you've got two Apple IDs going on there.
Okay, we'll talk later.
That requires a little time. Yeah,
Okay, we will talk later on that. Thank you.
yeah. Very
Jane,
interesting.
Jane,
Yes.
Jerry, I went to messages under, I went to settings, iCloud, then messages, which is green. But how do you get to adjust messages where you were just talking about the amount of time before which they expire? Where is that in a completely different protocol?
It's in a different place in settings, but it's not that far away. So let's back up. Let's go to Apple ID here. And we'll go down to, so here I am in home base,
Okay.
all right? And I'm going to scroll down and look for messages. And it could be pretty far down. Password, mail, notes. There's notes right there. Phone, there's phone and there's messages, okay? This is in the main screen. So I'm going to click on messages. And I am going to scroll down. Oh, I could do a whole workshop on messages, gang.
I know, huh? Is Messenger
yeah.
always green or blue?
Well, it depends on if you have it turned on or off, but I think you're talking about when people send you messages, right?
Yeah.
It depends on
Yeah.
what kind of phone you have.
Oh, okay.
If you have an Android, it's blue.
Oh, okay.
I could literally do a whole, maybe I should do a workshop. I'm going to write that down because I have one more week before I go away with the babies. And so we think about what we should do next week. It'll be our last week until May. So I'm putting down messages, question mark.
Could you
Because I
add
could
in,
do a whole workshop, but wait, let me just continue this. So if you scroll down to messages, because I want to answer this question. Okay, keep messages. You can see that I have mine set for 1 year. Look at our choices. Click on this little arrow here. You can keep your messages for 30 days or forever or 1 year. So
Jane,
that's,
a quick question
yes.
though. You know, when you delete a message are we just talking about text messages? Is that what you mean by messages?
Yes, we are.
When you delete one and it goes zap and disappears, I didn't think you could ever get that back, but this indicates that it's stored somewhere.
It's stored in a it's stored in the delete folder for 30 days.
And how do you get to the delete folder?
You go to
Next week?
iCloud.
Next week?
No, you go to iCloud.
Okay.
You guys are great. Okay, you're totally getting this. Totally getting
Okay,
this.
put
Okay.
the link comment, why don't you stick that in next week so we don't get too far off base? How do you create
What?
links and insert them?
Yeah, well,
Unless that's a huge garbage can, I don't know.
we'll see how
Maybe-
much time we have.
Maybe you should have
today.
lunch. Have a lunch somewhere and share the stuff.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to notes. Here we go. Here we are on the main screen. All righty. So we pinned a note to the top. Let's see. Yeah, seeds to order still pinned to the top. I think I will unpin it. So I'm going to slide to the right and it's unpinned, but it's still at the top here. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is how to create a checklist and format a note. So I'm going to open up a new note by clicking on the little note icon. And you're going to notice down here that you have some tools. This is a table. You can create tables if you want in notes. You can format your fonts in notes. You can make checklists in notes. You can insert photos in notes. I'm not sure what this does. Let's start creating a note and play with this guy. All right, so I'm going to create a table. I'm going to click on the table. And it starts out with a 2x2 table, meaning you have 2 rows and 2 columns. You can adjust your table with these little teeny tiny dots here. Okay, so I'm going to insert a new column. Now columns go up and down and rows go across, just so you know. So I'm going to click on these dots here and it says, oh, so these are rows. So I'm going to add a row. I'll add another row. So now I have a 4x4. Now I'm going to add another column going up and down. I'm going to use these dots up here. I'm going to just hold my finger over the screen and I'll add a column. And then I'm going to add another column. So now I have a 4x4. And you can add things in your table. If you like tables, you can say, I don't know, guests. And you can say phone. You kind of get it, right? And then you could fill in your table if you wanted to. All right. I'm going to tap down here below this table. So my cursor will go below the table. I'm going to tap my screen. You can see how the cursor is now blinking down here. And I'm going to go to the uppercase A and the lowercase a. I'm going to tap there. And you can make a heading. You can make a title. And you can see here that it's big. It's a heading. This is a subheading. This size is a body. You can have monospaced. So I think I'm going to do monospaced so we can see what it looks like. I'm going to say, trying to get the, there we go. This is not monospaced. This is not monospaced, but I'm going to go back to I typed it in and I'm going to go back to the formatting tool and click on monospaced. Select all. Well, it's not behaving, but you can play with this. If I wanted to go down, I could start another style of font by clicking on the A and the A and this, and I might make a subheading. And then say subheading. Here we go. Okay. You can also create a checklist. Let's make a checklist now. I'm going to click on the checklist. And you can see it makes these little circular check mark things. Those are called radio buttons. I don't know why, but they are called radio buttons. And then if you hit return, it will make another radio button. And so you could do a whole checklist here if you wanted to.
So Janie, I can get to these subheadings or title, but I can't get to the keyboard. It doesn't show up when I.
Oh, do you see the little X? The little X, you have to hit the little tiny X. Let me show you.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, it's this little X. I'm so sorry, I should have mentioned that. This will drop this part and you get your keyboard back. Yeah. Lee, is your hand still raised? Okay, all
No,
right.
but actually, how do you get the check mark in that?
You would tap in it. You just click on the little radio button and it goes down to the bottom because it thinks you've finished it.
Oh, okay.
Can you change the order once you've set it up?
I'm not sure, Jerry, but if you say, okay, I finished my first task and you click on it, it automatically goes down to the bottom of your list.
Jane, can you explain in the font button how there was those different like paragraph setups? There, we were just there like a second ago. Yeah. So
well, okay. So if you wanted to do a bulleted list, now right now I'm in a checklist, so this wouldn't really work. But you could make a bulleted list. You could make a numbered list. You could left justify. You could right justify. So let me show you how that works. Okay, I clicked after my last R here, and I'm going to close the formatting. And I'm going to, okay. I just hit return a couple of times. So now I'm out of my checklist. And my blinking cursor is here. So if I go back into the formatting, I click on the formatting button, and I'm going to say, oh, I have to write something first. I want to write well, let's make a numbered list. So I'm going to click on the numbered list down here, and it says 1. Now I need my keyboard, so I'm going to close this out by clicking on this X. And I'm going to say, go to the store. I lived such an exciting life. Go to the dump. Walk the dog. Here's my numbered list. I'm going to hit return. Oh, I could even put a little picture in. All right. Now, do you see how it went to 4? I did that awfully fast. I hit return. It went to 4. I'm done with my list. How do I get it to stop numbering? This will trick you up. I just hit return again. And it stops its formatting with numbers. All right, let's see what else we can do. I'm going to go back to the formatting. Oops, did the wrong thing. I'm going to click on the uppercase A and the lowercase a. So obviously this would be a bulleted list. I don't know what the difference between the bullets look like. They're different shape. So this is left justify. all of these things on the notes are left justified. Let's see what right justified looks like. I'm going to click on right justify. And if I start typing, it indents, I guess. I've never used this. I don't know why I would, but that's what it does. Okay. I am going to go back to left justify. I'm going to close this. I do want to show you how to insert a picture. So here's the camera. Oh, don't let me I have to show you how to scan documents using this. Actually, let's scan a document now. I just got my new issue of Consumer Reports on Health. Let's scan something in from Consumer Reports. Oh, here's a good one. When do you need a colonoscopy? Okay, we're going to scan this in. Okay. Undo. So, oopsie, let me get rid of this. All right. I have this nice article about when to get a colonoscopy. I'm putting it on the table, and I want to scan this document into this note. So I'm going to click on the camera, and I'm going to go to scan documents. Position the document in the view. So I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to get this. Oh, it just did it. All right, I'm going to scan the next page.
Unbelievable.
Find the right therapist. Up, did it again. Let's go to, oh, you need the booster shot. Let's scan this. Up. Now, I have them. I have 4 of them. Now I'm done with this document. Oh, they just did another one. Now I have 5 of them. I'm going to save 5 of them. Now I have 6 of them. I better hurry up. I just saved 6 pages as one document in this note. And this is the document. It's got 6 pages. So if you had to scan a document, this in and of itself is valuable, I think. If you had important documents, you could start your own. We'll do it again. We'll go through it again. But right now we have this document. Here's page 1, page 2, page 3. It just kept going like crazy. 5, 6. It just kept scanning. Very easy.
Okay, so Janie, I missed your Google Drive one, so I was watching it last night. And you were talking about doing recipes. Wouldn't this be a better way to do the recipes? You photograph them, put them in notes, and then share them with Drive. Can you do that?
Absolutely. Or you could share them in notes.
Right, okay.
But you have to make sure that whoever you're sharing them with knows that notes can do that, because they will get an invitation to view the note.
Oh, okay.
And when you share a note with someone, you, which we haven't gotten to yet, you get to decide whether they can add to it or they can just read it.
Oh, but if you were just wanted to put it into a doc file for yourself, wouldn't this be
Oh, yeah.
this would be the easier way to do it, I would think, right?
It's one way to do it.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Jane, what is the difference between using your camera per se to do something like this and entering into the camera icon via notes itself? Is it just the ability to automatically pull the object into the note versus taking an outside picture and having to retrieve it?
You can do that. You can do them both.
Okay.
Let me show you. So
I think there's a difference. If you take a phone, you take a picture of it with your camera, you've got to make sure that you get it correctly oriented so that it's not blurry and the distance. If you use the scan feature in Notes, it handles all that for you and gives you an absolute reproduction.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Thanks.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
it's able.
Okay, I'm deleting this scan. Okay, I tapped on the scan in the note and I had an option to delete the scan. So now maybe this isn't what you mean, Jerry, but I might as well show everybody. I'm going to add just a photo to this note. So I'm going to go to the camera icon again. And I can choose a photo or video, which I will do. I will choose my granddaughter, and then I say add. And now her picture is also in the note. Now let's see what this thing does. I think this is a markup icon, which I don't have very much familiarity with. Yeah, this is a markup. So if I wanted to draw on this note, I would select my tool that I wanted to draw with. Let's do this highlighter, and I'm going to make it yellow and I'm going to make it thick. And then I think, oh,
I'll
No,
just
what?
keep it separate. I have to look at that again.
I don't know why it's not letting me do it. Pen. No, I don't know. I think this is a markup tool, and you can see that I'm not very familiar with it.
Greg?
Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a new note and I'm going to try the markup tool, okay? So, oh, before I do that, let's look at these three
no.
dots up here next to done. Here are the three dots. These three dots usually mean there's more you can do. There's more stuff. We couldn't fit it on the screen, but there's more stuff you can do. So I'm going to, before we delete this note and play with the markup tool, I'm going to hit these three dots. Okay. Here's another way we can scan a document into this note. We can pin this document. We can lock this document. But if you lock the document, you're going to have to think of 4 numbers. And if you don't remember the 4 numbers, there is literally no way in the world you're ever going to open that note, ever. There's no way to bust into that. There's no retrieval. So if you are locking a note, absolutely be sure you know your password to get back into that note. If you don't, you can't delete the note, you can't do anything with the note. And I have people who have taken a note class with me and they say, I did it. I made a note and then I did the numbers and I forgot it. And so that's that. There's nothing you can do. And that's why I felt so confident putting my passwords in there, because there was no way that anybody could like get into that note without those 4 numbers. Okay.
So why did you go to Keychain, or is that next week?
Because it's easier. I
Okay.
love it. And also Keychain makes up its own passwords for you that are about this long.
But you don't need to memorize them.
Yeah, you don't.
Can you say how you got to this screen, the guest screen?
Absolutely. So here I am in my note. Whenever you see this circle with the 3 dots, that circle means there's more stuff that we couldn't fit on the screen. There's more stuff you can do. So that's all I did. I clicked on the circle with the 3 dots. So you can lock the note, you can delete the note, you can share the note. It's just another way to do it. You can send a copy of the note to somebody. This is one of the features that I absolutely love, is find in note. So if you have like a huge note, I use these notes for inventories too. I can find in any note, there's one place that you can go to in notes. If you type in peanut butter, it will go through all of your notes in your phone. And in my case, it's like over 300 notes, and find all the notes that have peanut butter in it. I just love that feature. Move note. I'm going to show you how to organize your notes into folders. If you really get into this, you're going to want to do that. You can add lines and grids, or you can print your note. Printing.
How
your
do you put one note in let's say you've got duplicate notes, not duplicates. You've got one note on dogs and one note in cats, and then you have a note that says animals. How do you move those cats and dog notes into the animals note? You can't?
You would make the animals a folder, Bruce.
Got it. Thank you.
And
That's
I'm
what
good, and you're right on. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Okay. So what I want to do with this note is I want to delete it. So I'm going to hit delete. Gone. All right. Okay, so I'm just looking at my notes for this class. Create a checklist and format a note. We did that, and I have when you get the notes, you have a slide on that, a portion of that. I showed you how to dictate a note and edit later. Now I do want to show you one cool thing you can do. So I'm going to start a new note, and I can do it right from here. Down here, I have my tools, and here's my new note thing. So right from here, I can start a new note. I just want to show you a very cool little trick that I use a lot, and it's very handy in the Notes app. So I'm going to start a new note, and I'm just going to dictate a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to click on the microphone, and I'm going to read some text. Tap in a note, then tap the check button, period. Create your list, then tap the empty circle to complete a task, period. You can automatically start checked items into the button, comma, swipe to indent, comma, and more, period. It's too big. It's too big. So let's see if I can format this. I'm going to go to these letters, and I want to select all. There's select all, and I'm going to make this small. Body. Okay. All right. So here we go. That's what I really wanted to do. Now, here's a bunch of text. And let's say I wanted to edit this text. Maybe I wanted to fix a spelling mistake or add punctuation. And sometimes it's really hard to like tap in and get your cursor exactly where you want it. It's really hard to move the cursor around. What you can do is in your keyboard down here, here's the space bar. Something happens when you take your finger and you hold it on the space bar. Something happens. I want you to watch what happens to these letters. I'm going to take my finger, I'm holding down the space bar. Do you see how the letters disappear? Now, when I move my finger around, watch what's happening to my cursor. See how my cursor is moving around? Tap in a note, then tap the check button, create your list, then tap the empty circle. You can move this cursor to wherever you need to by holding down the space bar. The letters disappear, and you can move it around, and you can fix your mistakes that way. This is a really nifty little trick to learn how to do.
I use it when I misspell stuff.
Yeah. So I just wanted, that's not in your notes, but I thought that would be a good time to
So-
show you.
So Janie, a quick question on editing. I have my driver's license. I took a photo of my driver's license. And I have it in notes. And for whatever reason, I misspelled drivers. The D didn't show up. I want to edit the heading and I can't find out how to do that.
Okay, let's make a heading in this note. Here's the heading, tap, right? So I'm going to make a heading that says example. So I'm going to click in front of the T. And now my cursor is in front of the T. So if I go down here and hit return, it's going to make space up at the top. So I'll hit return and I made a little space. And then I'll click up here and get my cursor here. And now what I'll do is I'm going to come down to the uppercase A and the lowercase a. And I will tap that and I'm going to make a heading. I could make it a title to make it really big. I'll click on title and then I will say, then in order to get my keyboard back, I have to click on this little X. We missed this, somebody missed this spot. So I'm going to click on the little X and I'm just going to say, delete this. And then I'll say done. Okay.
All right, actually, that's my question is, I've got my driver's license and it has Rivers up at I got the photo, but there's a little heading that says Rivers on it. And that's the title of my note. And I can't find a way to edit that.
Okay, okay, so if this said Rivers, okay, so pretend this says Rivers. What you're going to do is you're going to tap right here on the screen, right after the S. So you take your finger, you click after the S. Do you see how that brings the cursor there?
Yeah, it won't let me do that. So we'll have to. I'll send you a pic of it, and maybe you can help me figure it out.
Share, if you don't mind, share the note with me.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay,
that.
and then let me make it so I can write on it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Great,
All
thanks.
right, so I am going to say done. And I'm going to go back to all my notes. And there's delete this. So I'm going to delete this note. Okay. So I'm looking at my notes here. And so we already did dictation. We already did add a photo or video. We've already done scan a document into notes. So now we're down to make a folder. And I love folders. I love to organize folders. Bruce, you gave a perfect example. Pets and then cats and dogs, whatever. So let's look. So here are folders. So this is my main screen. This is my main screen in notes. So now we're talking about how do we orient ourselves inside the app? How do we know where we are? So this is what I think of as my main screen. So but I see up here that I have folders. So I'm going to tap here and back out. And here are my folders. Now let's look at my folders. You'll notice that we have all these arrows. So this will get us into whatever area of notes we are. These are all my notes. I have 359 notes. I know it's sad. All of these notes are on iCloud, which I'm going to show you how to get into your notes in iCloud as well. All of my notes that are not necessarily on iCloud, I have 272 notes, and not all of them are in iCloud. It's kind of crazy. It's hard to explain just yet. 3 Fifth Way is an address of, my son and daughter-in-law bought a house. We had a lot of documents because we, it was a mortgage going on. We put all of those scanned mortgage documents together in one shared folder. We have 12 documents in this folder. I have information about 18 clients. I told you about inventories. I love inventories. I can't keep track of like what food's in the freezer. So I do this and I'm not really an organized person at all. If you know me well, I'm kind of loosey-goosey. Inventories. Let's look at the inventories. What could I have? Well, I have a hall inventory. That's my hall closet. I have a freezer. I have bin 1, and I put this little funny picture in there, which I liked. I have a we have an Airstream in our backyard. We have stuff in the Airstream. I don't know what this IKEA thing is. I have no idea. We have a storage container outside. I even have second drawer, pantry, and I don't know, attic project. I was convinced I was going to organize my attic, and I kind of did in my notes. So I have, stuff that's in the attic. It absolutely helps. It absolutely helps me find stuff. So if I wanted to, and if I wanted to make a new folder, this is how I would do it. Right here, I would add this little folder, right? I mean, this is add a folder. So you click on folder, you add a new folder. Let's see. I will probably put this new folder in all iCloud. Oh, wait a second. I'm in search. I got into search by mistake. So let's search for something. Let's search for something obscure. So I have a, when I was in high school, I babysat for Yogi Berra's kids. And so I have a baseball mitt that he signed, and it's somewhere in the attic. Let's see if I can find it. Yogi. And there it is. Attic project winter. There's Yogi Berra's mitt, and it's going to tell me where it is. So that's the search thing. All right. But let's make a new, we have to make a new folder. All right. I'm going to go into folders. Somehow I don't think this is it. I think it might be under the More button. Make a new folder. Let's see. So I'm in home base kind of iCloud. Let's see what these 3 dots do. Can we make a new folder?
Mine,
No.
mine's under folders.
Folders. Okay, so it says, yeah, make a new folder, right? You would think that would do it.
Jane, when I click make a new folder, I get 2 choices. One's called new smart folder with a gear label, and then below it just says new folder. What's a smart folder?
A smart folder, you give it criteria of stuff you want in the folder, like food. And it searches for notes that have food items.
So
and
it would
automatically put it in that folder.
Okay.
I'm having difficulty creating a folder right now.
Yeah.
Jane, I think that when you press new folder, it gives you a choice. It wants you to choose whether it's on your phone or in the iCloud, and then it will let you proceed.
Out at the bottom.
When you put your finger on it,
Yeah.
a window pops up that's very, yep, see, it says on my iPhone or iCloud.
Got it. Okay, I want this to be in the iCloud. Ah, thank you, thank you. Let's do that one more time so I get it in my head. All right, here's the folder. I press on it. And then I have to decide, thank you, do I want it on the iCloud or on my phone? I'm going to say iCloud. And I'm going to just do a new folder and call it gardening.
Why do I not get that choice you just had?
I don't get it either.
Oh, here comes the dog. Okay, let me go back. So I'm in folders. Are you in
Yeah.
folders? Is folders at the top?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you
And
have it
do
on
you-
iCloud too?
And do you have this little,
Yep.
okay, so if you click on that, and down at the bottom, do you see on my iPhone iCloud?
No. I just-
No.
Smart folder and new folder.
Oh,
Correct.
then you would pick new folder.
Oh,
Why don't we get this?
Because you don't have, this is my guess, you do not have your notes backed up in iCloud.
but I do.
I do too.
You too.
I don't know, then I don't know.
Would it be either we're not up to speed on the software, because I think I am, or could it be a hardware? I have the new 8 SE.
No, you're in good
should be-
shape.
Yeah, it should
I
be.
don't know. It's
13.
something in settings. It is something in settings, but I don't know exactly what.
Okay.
Huh.
But
Okay.
I would just pick note. Use note.
But
And when
wouldn't
I
it-
created it, it automatically went into iCloud, but
Good, good. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm sure it has something to do with the settings, the way the settings are selected.
It may be that in your settings, you have iCloud checked as the default for notes. And then it would automatically default to that, and not give you the choice.
There we go.
But if you were going to do them on your phone and you were backed up to the iCloud, wouldn't they also go to the iCloud?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's a weird set choice. I guess it's the smart folder that you have the choice of adding.
Well, if you uncheck it, if it would, if it's on your phone, it automatically goes to the cloud.
If you have it backed up.
Okay.
So I have a question, Janie. We're making these folders to consolidate our notes.
Yes.
So instead of me opening up my notes section, which when I do, I have to scroll down all these notes to see, like you said, the different, I have books to read, books, and I've got grocery and errands and that kind of thing. So I could make folders to just consolidate what I've got in my note section.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
So-
I mean, yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to.
Oh, you don't have
so
to,
the-
no.
So the
Uh-uh.
folder would come up with any common, that's the way I guess my head would work, that anything that has a common denominator would be in a folder.
Yeah.
Like anything to do, say, with food or anything to do with errands running around, I'd have all my different, if I had a list for Home Depot and a list for, I don't know, grocery store and other things I needed to do off island, I could say off island errands and then just gather all my different notes and put them into the folder so everything's together.
Yeah, and this is how I did it, Martha. So I have backed out to my main note screen, and I'm going to look down my notes. These are just my notes. Now I see the seeds to order. They're not in a folder. They're just in the notes. The next one, iPhone for beginners. That's in a folder, and the folder is called iPhone classes. Great books. It's not in a folder, it's just in the notes. Let me find another one. Oh, here's iPhone class list. That's in the iPhone classes folder. So you can see this one's also in the iPhones class folder. So original song list, that's in a folder called lyrics. So what I did was I went down this list actually of my notes, and if I saw something, now here's hall inventory, I saw that it should be in inventories, I could add it. And let
How do
me
you,
see.
how do
I
you
think
add?
I think you can add it right from here. Okay, so here's one, seeds to order. It's in notes, it's not in a folder. Let me see if yeah, okay, so here we are. And remember this gesture where we put our finger on it
Okay,
and
yes,
slid it
yep.
over. Oops, there's that purple one, see that folder? I can tap that folder and I can pick which folder I want to put it in,
Okay.
or I can
Oh,
even
that's
create a
perfect.
new folder. Let's say I wanted to create a new folder that was just called gardening.
Mhm.
And I hit save.
Mhm.
And now my seeds that I want to order are in the gardening folder. So I think that, Martha, I think that's the easiest way to get organized.
Right,
you
right,
think
because
you
I have a
can
million,
organize- Yeah.
I too have, 275 notes, so I probably could delete several, but also consolidate. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Janie.
Yeah.
Hey, Jane, how did you pull up that new folder so quickly?
Well, I went to, this is my main notes thing, right? And I went to a note that I wanted to put someplace. Let's see, let's find a note that's not, okay, so, oh boy. Okay, so here's a note. There's a person's name and a person's phone number. If I wanted to put this individual note in a folder, all you do is it's a gesture. You put your finger on the note and you slide it. Oops, didn't do it right. You slide it to the left and you get these three choices where you can delete the note, you can add it to a folder or create a folder, or you can share it with a person. Can you do that?
Yeah, yeah, yes. And you selected the purple note, but then you had to create it. So you wanted to put the existing seeds into garden, and all of a sudden it popped up a new screen to create a folder.
Okay, yeah, and here's my choices. I can create a new folder in iCloud, or I can create a new folder on my iPhone.
Okay. Thank you.
Janie, I'm sorry, I don't understand the distinction there. Why would you not put it on the cloud? Because you'd always have it.
It's a good question. I don't know why I did that.
Oh, you did that.
I did that. Yeah. I was probably just messing around, seeing what would happen.
Also, there may be notes that you don't want forever anyway, so
There
you could just keep it on
go.
your phone until you chuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but that takes up hard drive space though, right? That's, not much, but. Okay.
Okay, I'm just seeing what else we have here. Yes, so so here I need a new septic system, I guess. So here's Toscana Corporation information. If I wanted to move this into a different note, I would just click on it and click on it. It's tricky. Come here, you. No, I don't want to do that. For some reason, it won't let me slide it over now.
Problem I'm having too.
Yeah, it's fussy, right?
I thought it had something to do with whether it was iCloud or whether it was on my phone.
Okay. I don't know why this worked, but I used the soft part of my finger and I held it down Yeah, see, now it's not working.
I think it only works on the ones that are on the iCloud.
Maybe.
All my notes are on my phone, and I just turned on iCloud. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I'm having some trouble with the gestures too.
So this
Jane,
may-
when you see that first all notes item there, underneath it is the little box. Does that mean, what does the box actually mean? It doesn't mean a folder, does it?
On my screen, I have all my.
Yeah, but as you just punch notes are all, yeah, just punch notes for a second. And each note has a little thingy underneath it, or did a minute ago, that looked like the folder design thingy. And I was
Oh, maybe
wondering-
I was in a different. Okay, let me just try one thing. So here are all my iCloud notes. No. It's not working. I don't know why it's not working now, but it's not for me either. But I know it works.
What are you trying to do? Slide over on it on just
Slide
a
over.
plain note?
Oh,
Yeah, I can do
okay.
it.
You
I can
just
do it
have
on
to
mine.
slide over. You just have to put your finger in. If you hold your finger down, this list comes up. These choices come up. All right.
Right. That's
But
exactly right.
if you slide it over right away, just slide it over, you get your choices.
Yeah.
Hold your finger down in one place or move your finger. That's the difference.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, we got that one.
Yeah.
All right. I showed you how to search. And then locking notes. I just want to talk a little bit more about locking notes. So let's say I wanted, I'm in folders, but I'm going to open up one of my inventories here. I'm going to lock this whole inventory. So I am going to click on this note and I just have to figure out how to lock it. Maybe it's these 3 dots. Yes. If I wanted to lock the whole inventory note, I would click on the three dots, and I have the choice of doing any of these things. I want to lock it. So let's see how we can lock it. I'm going to tap on lock. Now it's using my Face ID automatically. So that is a biometric that I have set up. You may be asked for 4 numbers. If you do lock a note, you have to remember the 4 numbers. It just used my Face ID, so I'm kind of safe. And you can see right now that whole inventory is unlocked. But if I tap that lock, now it's locked. So inventories, this note is locked. If I want to view this note, this is how I do it. I click on view note and it gets my face and it opens it up for me. Now I want to unlock this note. How would I unlock it? Who wants to take a guess?
Click the lock at the top.
Then it's locked. So now I'm
Go
going
up to the 3
unlock.
dots.
Let's try going to the 3 dots.
Remove lock.
Unlock? No.
Unlock. Where's unlock?
And remove lock. is a-
Remove.
of unlocking.
Remove lock. There it is. Okay. Remove lock. It's gone. And the reason I didn't have to type in the 4 numbers is because it used my face.
Face
Okay.
is so important, isn't it?
This is really, Roxanne, I think you've been in a couple of classes where people have said, I locked a note, I can't get in. All righty. Now, we did how to delete notes. And now how do you access notes in iCloud? So in order to do this, I'm going to share my computer screen with you, and I'm going to show you how I get into my iCloud on a computer. Okay, so I'm going to stop this share, and I'm going to share this screen. Well, there you are. There's everybody. Share screen. There we go. All right. So here I am in the Athenaeum, but what I'm going to do up here in the address bar, they call this the URL, is where it says nantucket.librarycalendar.com. I'm going to click in there and I'm just going to type in iCloud. And I'm on my computer. And it probably has, it already has my information. It has my username and my password, my Apple ID and my password, but this is my iCloud. The way you do it is you just go to iCloud.com on any computer, and you might have to type in your Apple ID and password, and here it is. And you can see here are notes. So you may find that it might be easier even to organize your notes on your computer. So I'm going to open up notes. And here are my notes list. Make this a little smaller. All right. So you can see, now this is big. Can you see all of this or not?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use this arrow here and go back, and you can see that these are my iCloud notes. These are all the notes on iCloud. Here are my folders. It looks a little different. Let's look at inventories. Here are all my inventories. Hall inventory, freezer, pantry. And this is what it looks like. You can delete things here. You can share it with a person. You can create a new note right here. You can create a note on your computer and format it using the format tools. And up at the top, you can notice that this is iCloud Notes. Let me see what happens when I click on this little arrow here. Oh, these are just the other choices in iCloud. So any questions about this?
While we were doing this, someone asked about, they had limited space in their iCloud. And then you went and looked to tell them, what was in it. And I was just looking at mine. I've got plenty of storage because I bought the way extra storage. But if someone has a lot of photos, when you open photos under iCloud, it gives you the choices. There's one called optimize iPhone storage.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I have it clicked, and when it tells you what that means, it means that on your phone you have a smaller detailed or something photo kept on your phone, but the original is still in the iCloud. And then that frees up a lot of space on your phone, because I was looking at when it says manage the space on your iCloud,
Mm-hmm.
the photos was a very small bar on that graph and I said, how could that be so small? And I realize now why it is, because I made it in that optimize the storage on the phone.
Yeah, that's a great tip. That's a great tip. Yep. Because everybody likes to take lots of photos, and you can keep the originals. And I mean, the reason you would want the originals is if you were planning on making like a poster size print out of one of your photos. I mean, like really a poster size print. Even reduced size photos are fine for computers, or 5x7 photos, or even 8x10 photos. They're really, the quality is still pretty good. Yeah.
You
And
say
you
that's
kind of
the
save
same
a lot
for-
of space. Sorry, Lee?
Would you say that's the same for artwork though? Because sometimes,
Artwork might be different. Yeah.
yeah, because I have to submit it on smart entries or whatever.
Yeah. I think artwork, you got to pay the bucks. You need the space,
Okay.
and like in professional photographers, you just have to do it.
Well, that's probably a whole separate thing because somehow for me entering different artwork, sometimes I have to reduce the size, the pixels or whatever.
Mhm.
And that's like speaking Greek to me. I'm like, I don't know what that means or how to do it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, that's
a whole other
pixels.
class,
Yeah.
a whole other separate
Whole
meeting.
other class. Okay, so I'm going to share one other thing with you, if I can find it here. This, oh boy.
But thanks, Bruce, because I think that would help with some of the travel photos.
Trying to find
If it was Bruce.
this, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Bruce.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
this is going to be too hard to find it this way. So I'm going to tell you, I know some of you have heard this story before. Oh, maybe it's in notes. So my son was on a plane and he was going somewhere, and he had two phones. His personal and his work. And he left one of the phones on the plane. And you don't ever want to lose your phone. So it was just lucky that we have such a strange last name. There's nobody, there's no other Hobson DuPonts in the world other than us. And so he got his phone back. But it made me start thinking about what could you do on a phone that if somebody picked up a phone and it was locked, but it turned on, couldn't you create a message on that lock screen that told the person how to get in touch with you? And that's what I did in notes. And so I'm going to try to find there's in the notes itself. Maybe I should share these notes with you. In the notes itself, I give directions on how to create a note and make it the note that you see if somebody picks up your phone and it's locked. So let me just take a second here to find this so I can show it to you on this screen, what I created on a note. All right, Apple Notes. There it is. Okay, let's do a new share. So here it is. This is what I created. I did this in notes. There's a picture of Rowan, and it says, if you find this note, please call this number or email me at this. Thank you. And I created that in a note. And then I took that note and I
What
made
phone?
it.
That can't be your phone number because you've lost the phone. So that's another phone number that you have?
That's my son's phone number.
I see. Okay.
But it could be, two numbers. It could be anything you want. And then I took that note and I made it into wallpaper. It's like an arts and crafts project.
Okay.
And then I added it to my phone. So if I can't lock my phone and show you, because if I lock my phone will disconnect from Zoom. So that's what it looks like. So let's think about this. If this is a note, what I would have to do is I'd have to open up a new note. I'd have to add a picture. And the only reason I add a picture is so that these words are down a little bit. Because when you open up a phone that's locked, it's easy to read down here. So you have to add a picture or some image right here so that your words come out down here. So what I did was, and it took me a few tries to get the spacing just right so it would show up on your phone. So I added an image and then I wrote my little message. And then I took a screen snapshot of the note. And you know that goes into your photos. And then from photos, you can make that your wallpaper. So that's the overview. And I have the instructions in the notes, but we have time. If you want, I can quickly recreate a new thing like that if you would like to see how that is done.
Sure.
Can I ask you a question? If
Sure.
your son had two phones, did he realize, can one iPhone find another iPhone on
Oh,
Find
yeah.
Your Phone?
Oh, yeah.
So if he went to Find Your Phone on his phone, the second phone, it would find the first phone?
Absolutely. We've done that one time. I have another funny story, Bruce, about swimming across America, and one of the teammates put their phone in somebody else's beach bag, and we thought it was lost in the sand. And then she knew her Apple ID and password. That was what saved her.
I
Know your
see.
Apple ID
Okay.
and password. We used my phone to find her phone driving down Pocus Road.
Okay. Oh God, that's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. But that's when you need to know your Apple ID and password.
Could
Okay.
he have set that up because it was his personal phone? Could he have left his first phone in the Find My Phone section of on the second phone? That I can't even say it right.
Sure. Yeah. You can use any digital device to find any other digital device that has Find My turned on. It used to be called Find My Phone. Now it's just called Find My.
Okay.
And if,
Okay.
if all of the devices are on the same iCloud account, you can see exactly where all your devices are using the Find My.
Okay, I haven't tried that. I've got to go see.
Oh, try it. It's fun. It's fun. And do it before it's in a panic situation.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So I am going to do this on my phone, which means I'm going to do a new share. All right. Stop share. Start share. Oh. All right, here we go. Now, so I'm going to open up a note. I'm going to go down to notes. I'm going to make a new note right here. And the first thing I'm going to put in is a photo. It's the first thing. So I'm going to click on my camera and I'm going to just go to choose photo or video. So I'll click on this, the top, and maybe I'll click on this picture and I'll add it. I add two. I don't know why that went in. Well, I'm gonna have to start again. Okay, start a new note. Add a picture. Choose a picture.
Is it because at the top you're in inventories? Go backwards.
No,
You-
it's not.
Okay.
It's not. No, I, by accident, I checked 2 of these.
Oh,
There were 2 checked. Okay. Then I'll say add, and there she is. So there's the picture, and that looks pretty good in my note. And I'm going to say, if you find this phone, please call 508-360-8770 or email me at janiehd@gmail.com. Okay, so it didn't quite do the email correctly. So I'm going to hold down this space button until it gets blank and move my cursor in front of the H. There, my cursor is in front of the H, and then I'm going to backspace. So now that's right. Okay. So I'm going to say done, and there's my screenshot right there. So that's my message. A picture, I have a message. And now I want to take a screenshot of this. So on my phone, how to take a screenshot is I hold down the power button and the up volume. And I click them at the same time. And there it is. There it is.
So
I can
Jane,
crop-
you don't have to you don't have to create that overlay thing with your fingers anymore. You can just hit those 2 buttons and it works as a screenshot.
Yeah,
Because I've had to manufacture that little cursor that goes to the top left and then you drag it across the picture and then you release it. That creates your screenshot. It's the old way, I guess.
okay. But now what I can do is I can crop this. So if I wanted to get rid of this time and all this stuff, I could just crop it like this.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Maybe that's what you mean, Jerry?
No, I just, I'm on an 8, so I probably have a little different program.
Okay.
It's neat.
And now I can say done, but I'm wondering if I can just send this to photos right here by sharing it. Let me see, I'm going to click on share. Create a watch face.
You can do it when you pitch done.
Okay, all right. I'll press done. Ah, thank you. And then I'm going to save the photos. Save the photos. So there it is. It's in my photos. So our first step of our art project is done. Now I want to make it to be the screen that you see when you pick up your phone and your phone is locked. All right. So we have to go into photos to do that. That's the next step. So I'm going to get out of notes. And here's my photos app. So I'll click on photos and find the photo. Here it is. There it is. So now you can't see this on your screen, and I apologize, but down here under the J is on my phone is a share button. And it's in this corner, it's in the lower left-hand corner. If you click on the share button, you're going to come down here and oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry, it's not showing up. There is a choice that says use as wallpaper. And I'm going to click on use as wallpaper. And I'm going to hit set and set as lock screen. And these instructions are in the notes. And so when your phone is sleeping, and if somebody picked it up and it woke up, this is the message they would see. Which I think is pretty cool.
Why put a picture of a child? Why not just put no pictures at all?
You can do that. It's just, you can do
Okay.
whatever you want, but make sure, like, I can't show you unfortunately, but make sure that the writing isn't up here. Because when you pick up an iPhone screen, the time is here. I think it's the time.
Oh,
And it
yeah, yeah.
covers up the writing.
Right,
So
right,
if
okay.
you make
yeah,
a note, start your note down lower.
Right, right.
Okay.
I can see why now. Yep.
Yeah.
Jane, Jerry, just a sidebar, does putting Rowan and your phone number and email address together in a picture give you any qualms about security for her, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, is that
Not
something?
me, but
Okay.
you know, it's up to each person is different, and that could be a very valid concern.
Okay.
Everybody has a different risk of tolerance of risk. That's very
Do we put it,
valid.
do we put it at lock screen or home screen?
You can, well, I do it just for lock screen. Because I don't want all this information in the background. You just want it to get to you when it's locked. Then you can pick another background for the home screen. Do you know what I mean? Do you know the difference? So this is my home screen. My home screen is Vixie, my dog. My lock screen is that message. Now it's the message about, it's that new message I just made.
How do you get to that? Do you just go down to wallpaper or something like that in the general categories? I mean, setting,
Change wallpaper.
yeah, is
You
that,
can do it in settings, I think.
yeah, okay.
Or you can go to photos. You can go to photos and make another photo or wallpaper, or you can even go to settings, I think, and do wallpaper. Yeah, wallpaper. Here we go.
Okay,
And choose a new wallpaper. I can go here. So you can see this. So this is now my lock screen, and this is my home screen. So I have my dog in my home screen and my lock screen, and I have this information. But you can choose a new wallpaper right here. And you can go into your photos. Yeah, that's wallpaper. See? So now we have 15 minutes for questions. We covered the material amazingly.
Really good, really good as always. I can't believe each time we do this, there's something that is so new and really clever.
Yeah.
This is really such a great thing because things change
Thank
all
you.
the time. You forget how to do things, and it's really, really great. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jane, could you, would this be a good time to give us a quickie on how to pull, quote, a link into a message or a note or something? I've never known how to create one of those suckers.
Do you, well,
One quick comment before we, if I may, to back up on the question of storing notes only on iPhone versus iCloud. If you go into your settings on notes where you have the iCloud checked, if you don't check that, it will only store on your phone. They won't back up to the iCloud. Where it says default iCloud account, right there.
Mhm. There we go. Oh, you could, I guess you could do that, right?
Yeah. And then it's only on your phone.
My notes, I couldn't, if I lost my phone, I'd have to have my notes backed up.
Yeah.
Because my notes, oh my gosh.
Janie,
Yes.
Amy here. I have a question. It's about how to create folders in Safari on your phone. I have so many open windows. And just like we've done with the notes, creating folders, is that something I can do?
I'm gonna do that next week.
Beautiful.
And
Excellent.
Jerry, I'm gonna do the links. How to create a link and share a link. Because it's really easy,
Many thanks.
but I think it would be more effective if I created notes on that, step one, step
Absolutely.
two.
Yeah.
Folders in Safari. And you know what? In Safari, what we'll do is we'll do folders and bookmarks.
Oh, great. Excellent. Thank you.
Because just like we organized our notes, you can be exactly that organized in Safari.
Oh
And
my God, that would be
Really
awesome.
nice. It's almost exactly the same.
Is it
Yeah.
easier to do that on the iPhone or on the computer?
Computer,
Okay,
much easier on the computer. So you do it on the computer, but then it'll be on your phone. So
beautiful.
that's how we will do it next week. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Jerry, the links, I'll show you how to create a link and share a link in a note,
Or generally, I mean, if
in
you would-
an email,
okay, great.
and in a text. Because that's really helpful too. Yeah. And then that will probably, does anybody else have any other questions for next week? This will probably give me enough material to like say, oh, well, this will be good to show, or that'll be good. But if you have other ideas, just send me an email and I'll see if I can include them.
Thank you.
And so then next week will be the last Tuesday until probably May, I'm guessing. We'll pick it up again. So,
Thank you so much, Jane.
oh, you're
Thank
welcome.
you,
On your
Jane.
foot.
everybody.
Thank you.
A great
are
class,
welcome.
a great teacher.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jane.
Yeah.
Excellent
everybody
job.
Have a great time. Yeah. And I'll see you
Yeah,
next
have a
week.
good trip. Have a good trip.
Thank you,
Kisses and
Jamie.
Okay. All righty.
See you next
Bye.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Great.
Bye-bye.